Video opens with a montage of ancient Indian temple carvings, fading into artistic representations of epic battles from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Soft, mysterious Indian classical music plays in the background. Welcome, everyone, to Sanatan Puranas. Today, we journey back in time, delving into the pages of our most sacred epics to explore a profound and startling question. Did ancient India possess knowledge of technology that rivals our own? We'll be investigating one of the most powerful and enigmatic devices described in our scriptures, the Brahmastra. Does this weapon of the gods bear an uncanny resemblance to modern atomic technology? Let's analyze the ancient texts and compare them with our current scientific understanding. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana are not just spiritual guides, they are vast reservoirs of history, culture, and knowledge, filled with tales of heroism, divinity, and celestial weaponry. Among these divine armaments, one stands out for its sheer, unparalleled power of destruction, the Brahmastra. It was considered the ultimate weapon, a device of last resort, capable of annihilating entire armies and laying waste to vast landscapes. Its deployment was governed by the strictest rules, entrusted only to the most disciplined and righteous warriors who had undergone years of severe penance and meditation. The scriptures describe the Brahmastra as being created by Lord Brahma himself, the creator of the universe. To obtain it, a warrior had to please Lord Brahma through intense devotion and austerity, proving they possessed the moral and spiritual fortitude to handle such immense power. Visual, an artistic rendering of a warrior like Arjuna or Rama in deep meditation. A celestial light descends upon them, symbolizing the bestowment of the Brahmastra. This wasn't a physical arrow or spear that could be picked up, it was a divine incantation, a specific mantra that had to be invoked with perfect pronunciation and focus. The warrior would infuse a mundane object, like an arrow, a blade of grass, or even a drop of water, with the energy of this mantra, transforming it into the Brahmastra. The process itself highlights a key concept: the weapon's power was not inherent in the physical object, but in the cosmic energy channeled through the user's spiritual prowess. It was a fusion of science and consciousness, a principle that modern science is only beginning to explore. Let's look at the descriptions of its activation. The texts state that when the Brahmastra was invoked, the very laws of nature seemed to warp. The sky would darken, winds would howl, and the earth would tremble, heralding the release of an unimaginable force. This is where the parallels to modern weaponry become chillingly precise. Consider the description from the Mahabharata of the weapon unleashed by Ashvatthama. It speaks of a single projectile charged with all the power of the universe. Visual, split screen. On one side, an animation of the Brahmastra being fired, a single point of light streaking across the sky. On the other, archival footage of an atomic bomb test, focusing on the initial flash and the rapidly expanding fireball. The text continues: an incandescent column of smoke and flame, as bright as 10,000 suns, rose in all its splendor. This description is hauntingly similar to the mushroom cloud that has become the terrifying symbol of a nuclear detonation. A single column of light and energy, brighter than thousands of suns, is a very specific and unusual image. It is not something one would typically imagine for a conventional weapon of ancient times. Yet, it perfectly matches eyewitness accounts from the first atomic tests in the 20th century. The ancient verses go on to describe the immediate aftermath. A thick gloom suddenly shrouded the hosts. All points of the compass were lost in darkness. Fierce winds began to blow. Clouds roared upward, showering dust and gravel. This sounds remarkably like the atmospheric effects of a massive explosion, including the blast wave that kicks up enormous amounts of debris and the subsequent darkness caused by the sheer volume of dust and smoke blocking out the sun. The ancient poets were describing phenomena that, until 1945, modern humanity had never witnessed. The effects on living beings were just as devastating. The Mahabharata says, the very elements seemed disturbed. The sun seemed to waver in the heavens. The earth shook, scorched by the terrible and violent heat of this weapon. Visual, animation showing a vast landscape turning barren and gray. Trees are shown being incinerated, and rivers boiling. It describes how the heat was so intense that warriors felt as if they were being boiled alive. Chariots were burned to ash, and the entire battlefield was left a scorched, lifeless wasteland where nothing could grow for years. This brings us to another startling parallel: radioactive fallout. The texts speak of a lingering poison. After the weapon's use, the land became barren, water sources were contaminated, and people who survived the initial blast suffered from terrible ailments. Their hair and nails would fall out, and their skin would be covered in sores. This is an almost textbook description of acute radiation sickness, a condition completely unknown to the world until the age of nuclear physics. How could ancient writers describe these specific biological effects with such accuracy? The scriptures also mention that the area struck by the Brahmastra would be devoid of all life, both plant and animal, for many celestial years. It was said that not even a blade of grass would grow there again for a very long time, and the rain itself would become toxic. Visual: a map of ancient India, with locations like Kurukshetra and Mohenjo-daro highlighted. The screen shows scientific readings of radiation levels. Some researchers have pointed to archaeological sites like Mohenjo-daro, where skeletons have been found with radiation levels far higher than normal, and vitrified rock, sand and clay fused into a glass-like substance by extreme heat, far beyond what a normal fire could produce. While these findings are debated, they add another layer to this captivating mystery. The Brahmastra was not just one weapon, there were variants, each with a specific purpose, much like modern tactical and strategic nuclear arms. And most importantly, there was a countermeasure, the Brahmastra Astra, which could be used to neutralize an incoming Brahmastra. This concept of mutually assured destruction, where the only defense against an ultimate weapon is another ultimate weapon, is the very bedrock of modern nuclear deterrence strategy. The sages of ancient India seem to understand this delicate and terrifying balance of power. The Mahabharata explicitly states that if two Brahmastras were ever to collide, the resulting energy would be so immense that it would consume the entire world, ending the cosmic cycle. It was a power that could literally unmake creation. Visual: a thoughtful portrait of a wise ancient sage or rishi, looking concerned. This is why the rules surrounding its use were so absolute. It was a weapon of dharma, to be used only to uphold righteousness when all other options had failed. It was never to be used for personal gain, conquest, or out of anger. The story of Ashvatthama's reckless use of the Brahmastra at the end of the Kurukshetra war serves as a powerful cautionary tale. He unleashed it in a fit of rage, and the consequences were catastrophic, earning him a curse from Lord Krishna himself. This ancient story serves as a timeless warning about the dangers of wielding immense power without wisdom and moral responsibility. The rishis who conceived of the Brahmastra understood that technological power without spiritual and ethical grounding leads only to ruin. So, do these ancient texts describe nuclear weapons? The parallels are undeniable and deeply thought-provoking. The descriptions of a blinding flash, a mushroom cloud, a powerful blast wave, extreme heat, and long-term radioactive poisoning are too specific to be dismissed as mere poetic fantasy. Perhaps our ancestors did not possess the exact same technology, but they may have understood the fundamental principles of atomic energy through a different paradigm, one that blended spiritual insight with physical science in a way our modern world has forgotten. Visual: return to the montage of beautiful Indian temples and nature, with a serene and hopeful musical score. Or perhaps these stories are allegorical, profound warnings passed down through millennia about the ultimate destructive potential that lies within the cosmos, and within humanity itself. Whether literal or metaphorical, the legend of the Brahmastra holds a vital lesson for our own atomic age. It reminds us that the greatest power must be accompanied by the greatest restraint. It teaches us that true strength lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the wisdom to preserve, protect, and uphold Dharma. The questions raised by the Brahmastra are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration. What are your thoughts? Do you believe the Brahmastra was an ancient atomic weapon? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the depths of our ancient knowledge, please like this video and subscribe to Sanatan Puranas for more content that connects our past with our present. We'll see you in the next one.